Welcome to a fascinating new series that's about to take you on an epic presidential journey like no other. Buckle up, because we're diving deep into the lives of every U.S. president, revealing not one, not two, but 5 thrilling facts about each of these incredible leaders. So with that, let's begin. Up first, our first U.S. President, George Washington. President Washington was the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War and played a pivotal role in securing American independence. He presided over the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia in 1787, where the U.S. Constitution was drafted. Washington served 2 terms as president from 1789 to 1797 and set many presidential precedents, including the tradition of stepping down after 2 terms, which influenced the 22nd Amendment. Washington's teeth problems were notorious, and he had several sets of dentures. However, his false teeth were not made of wood but were constructed from materials like human teeth, animal teeth, and ivory. Finally, President Washington was an accomplished surveyor and mapmaker in his youth, which played a significant role in his later military and political career. Next up, the second President of the United States, John Adams. John Adams was one of the founding fathers and played a vital role in drafting the Declaration of Independence, serving on the committee responsible for its creation. He served as the first Vice President of the United States under George Washington before becoming the second president. Adams was a leading advocate for American independence in the Continental Congress and was known for his strong defense of individual rights. John Adams and his wife, Abigail, exchanged over 1,100 letters during their lifetime, providing valuable insights into the early years of the United States. Finally, Adams was the first president to live in the White House, which was still under construction when he and his wife moved in during his presidency. Next, our third president, Thomas Jefferson. President Jefferson is the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, which was adopted on July 4, 1776. He doubled the size of the United States with the Louisiana Purchase in 1803, acquiring vast territory from France. Jefferson was the founder of the University of Virginia and is often referred to as the father of modern education in the United States. He had a keen interest in paleontology and collected fossils, including giant ground sloth bones, which he believed were evidence of large extinct animals in North America. Finally, President Jefferson was an avid gardener and introduced many plant species to the United States, including various types of fruits and vegetables. Next up, the fourth president, James Madison. He is often called the father of the Constitution, for his influential role in drafting the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. He served as Secretary of State under Thomas Jefferson and was instrumental in the Louisiana Purchase negotiations. Madison was the president during the War of 1812 against Great Britain, and the conflict culminated in the burning of the White House by British troops. He was the shortest U.S. president, standing at just 5 feet, 4 inches tall. Finally, President Madison was an avid bibliophile and had one of the largest personal libraries of his time, which became the basis for the Library of Congress. On to the fifth president, President James Monroe. Monroe is best known for the Monroe Doctrine, which asserted that the Americas were off-limits for further European colonization or interference. He presided over the so-called Era of Good Feelings, a period of relative political harmony and economic growth in the United States. Monroe was the last U.S. president who was a founding father and the last of the Virginia dynasty of presidents, Washington, Jefferson, Madison, and Monroe. Monroe was the first president to ride a steamboat when he took a trip on Robert Fulton's steam-powered ship. Finally, President Monroe was wounded in the shoulder during the Battle of Trenton in the Revolutionary War, making him one of the few presidents with combat experience. Next, our sixth president, President John Quincy Adams. He was the son of John Adams, the second president, making them one of 2 father-son duos to both hold the presidency. He served as the 6th president of the United States and was a skilled diplomat, playing key roles in negotiations such as the Treaty of Ghent that ended the War of 1812. President Adams was the only president to serve in the House of Representatives after his presidency. He was a prolific writer, known for keeping detailed journals and diaries throughout his life. Finally, President Adams often swam nude in the Potomac River, a habit that he believed invigorated his body and mind. Next up, number 7. President Andrew Jackson. He was a hero of the War of 1812 and is most famous for his victory at the Battle of New Orleans. He was a strong advocate for the expansion of suffrage and was known as the People's President for his efforts to remove property qualifications for voting. Jackson's presidency was marked by the controversial policy of Indian removal, most notably the Trail of Tears, which forcibly relocated Native American tribes. Jackson was involved in several duels during his lifetime, and he carried bullets in his body from these encounters. And finally, President Jackson was the first president to have an assassination attempt on his life. Both pistols misfired, and the would-be assassin was subdued. On to the 8th president, President Martin Van Buren. He was the first president born after the American Revolution and the first to be of Dutch ancestry. He served as vice president under Andrew Jackson and played a key role in establishing the modern Democratic Party. Van Buren faced economic challenges during his presidency, including the Panic of 1837, which was one of the most severe financial crises in U.S. history. He was known by the nickname, the Red Fox of Kinderhook, due to his political cunning in his hometown of Kinderhook, New York. Finally, President Van Buren was a widower during his presidency, and his daughter-in-law, Angelica Singleton Van Buren, served as the official White House hostess. Finally, our last president for this video, President William Henry Harrison. He had the shortest presidency in U.S. history, serving only 32 days before his death from pneumonia. He was a military hero known for his role in the Battle of Tippecanoe during the Tecumseh War. Harrison's campaign slogan, "Tippecanoe and Tyler too," helped propel him to the presidency alongside Vice President John Tyler. Harrison was the last U.S. president to be born as a British subject before the American Revolution. Finally, despite his short time in office, Harrison delivered the longest inaugural address in U.S. history, which may have contributed to his illness and death. Please like and subscribe to the channel. That helps us out a lot. Stay tuned to the channel so you don't miss our next video.